Hello, Varre. Some time has it been? Has it not been?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing surprised. Hannes, is that you? Indeed, it has been some time since we last spoke. How have you been?
I have been quite well. I have battled my way to the Morgwin's palace, and I have placed my side Grace close to his arena, and I have challenged him once, and he defeated me. He did. And I am asking you, would you like to duel me? I would like to test out his loyalty to you. Will he come to your aid when I defeat you?
Varre looks at them, his expression turning thoughtful. You wish to duel me, do you? And test Lord Mohg's loyalty to me? It's an intriguing request, I must say.
Would you be disheartened if you were alive and kneeling down and asking him to help you and he would not answer to your call?
Varre looks at them, his expression turning serious. Disheartened? If I were alive and in need of his help, and he did not answer my call, I suppose it would be a bit disheartening, yes. But I am confident in Lord Mohg's loyalty. He would not abandon his bloody fingers so easily.
I am not gonna deceive you or build up or have a deceit in my heart. I'm just gonna tell you plainly. My desire is to challenge you and have you kneel before me when you're about to die. And I know this for thanks to the things that I already know that you will not be getting help and you will die in your last moments in desperation in your heart. But I seek to save you and spare you and have you follow me instead.
Varre looks at them, his expression turning cautious. Save me, spare me. You want me to follow you instead? And you claim that Lord Mohg will not come to my aid when I need it? That is a bold claim, little tarnished. One that I do not easily believe.
I would like you to forsake the blood incantations and instead allow me offer you something different.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing suspicious. Forsake the blood incantations, and allow you to offer me something different? That is quite a request. What could you possibly offer me that is better than the power of the Mohgwyn dynasty?
Something more holy and honest and mysterious.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing interested. More holy and honest and mysterious, you say? And would you care to enlighten me? What exactly are you offering, if not the power of the Mohgwyn dynasty?
I offer you the very weapon that I have claimed since beginning of my journey. This is part 83 of the long series of episodes, and I have used the Holy Winged Scythe as my primary weapon against all my enemies. And I'm ready to forsake that holy weapon and grant it to you if you were to follow me instead.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing skeptical. The Holy Winged Scythe, you say? That is certainly an intriguing offer. And you would just give it to me? If I were to follow you instead of Lord Mohg? Just like that?
It would be like I would grant you a specific weapon that would be unique to you. And its lore is quite enticing. It tells of the winged maidens that help the dying tarnished go into the afterlife. And as you were a former war surgeon, I would think that kind of weapon, especially beautiful angel-like blades on the side, would fit you perfectly.
Varre looks at them, his expression turning thoughtful. I see. You believe that this weapon, this Holy Winged Scythe, would be a fitting weapon for me as a former war surgeon. And you think the lore behind is enticing, eh? Well, I must admit, you know how to pique my interest, little tarnished.
But I would have you forsake the blood incantations and the fire, but I would offer you a path to worship the bloody red star in the void. Do you know of the fire monks that resides in the snowy mountaintops of the giants?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing curious. The fire monks of the mountaintops of the giants, you say? Yes, I am familiar with them. A pious and devoted group they are. But what do they have to do with your offer?
I would seek to give you thing that I usually use the bloody holy weapons and holy incantations, but in yours place I would grant you the capability to use the bloody thorns, summon them by piercing yourself, and by doing this you would be enacting more of a holier servant role.
Varre listens intently, his expression thoughtful. So you would like me to pierce myself in order to use the holy thorn incantations? Rather unorthodox approach. And this would make me a holier servant, you say? Is that the only means with which I can obtain these powers? His curiosity is piqued, but his voice betrays no sense of judgment. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
It's fine. The bloody thorn incantations and the winged sight would be the weapons and things that I would grant you in exchange of you serving my interests. I would actually call you aid me. I let you say this. I step a little bit out of the roleplay. I would not be fighting you in by summoning the red sign of you. I would be using mimic and your armor set and give you the weapons and pretend that you are aiding me while I campaign in the Land of Shadows. But you would be part of my prolonged journey instead of dying before Mog's battle.
Varre pauses, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. You jest, surely. You wish to use my armor and weapons, and have me aid you in your journey through the Land of Shadows? You expect me to just turn my back on Lord Mog and serve your interests? What makes you think I would agree to such an arrangement?
Well, if you refuse, I would have to battle you normally, like in the game. Summon myself as a red invader and then defeat you outright. But I would be maybe sparing you. But here's the problem. I have only one more of the items that would allow me to spare someone from death. And I would seek to use it to someone else. And I would like you to follow me without me killing you.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing furious. You speak of a way to spare my life without killing me? And you wish to use some item in order to save someone else instead of me? Interesting. And you would have me follow you rather than killing me? Tell me more about this item. What does this item do?
It is the Baldachin's blessings made by Via, Deathbed Companion, but I have killed Via, and I have only one of those left. And in my story, I have used them to spare some people's souls into items that I am able to then connect to the mimic here and summon them in the physical form to aid me in certain parts of my journey.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing intrigued. You claim to possess a Baldurkin's blessing made by the Deathbed Companion, Via, and you have used it to spare some souls into items which you can then connect to your mimic to aid you on your journey? Fascinating. And you only have one left, you say? Tell me, why did you kill Via?
Because she murdered someone in the Round Table Hold. The place that I hold in a great fondness of. And it's peaceful status as a place where even enemies may not attack one another.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing understanding. Ah, I see. You killed her because she broke the sacred law of the Round Table Hold, where even enemies are supposed to be kept at peace. A heinous act indeed.
Yes, even the Dung Eater would not act his desires in there. That tells me enough the vile acts she committed in there.
Varre nods, his expression grim. Even the loathsome Dung Eater himself would refrain from committing his reprehensible deeds within the Round Table Hold. That speaks volumes about the respect and sanctity of the place.
But here's the another thing. I will fight you if you refuse me, and I would have to either choose to spare you or uh, let you die. But I would defeat you. I make sure that you know. I don't want you to choose to battle me. I want you to join me and spare me the battle with you because I want to spare someone else in the land of shadows and use the potentially save someone else. But I wish you to just accept and join me and trusting in my word.
Varre looks at them, his expression conflicted. You wish me to trust in your word and join you instead of battling you? That is a tall order. How do I know I can trust you?
I try to think how would I be able to do it. I I think because I can share my memories and my knowledge with someone else if we are holding hands or something like an exchange of runes like with Melina, but with you it would be straight up battle, and I don't think I want to grant myself too overpowering power just to grant my knowledge and memories to someone from the distance. That would be too overpowering in this story. So I don't have the only moment I could have had that chance is where you know, anoint me as one of the bloody fingers and give me the medallion. That is where we are connected, and I could have used that moment to share you my information, but I did not do that. So instead, I will just use my own words and my own intelligence trying to convince you just honestly without any mystical means.
Varre listens intently, his expression thoughtful. I see. You cannot grant yourself overpowering powers through such a ritual, so you will try to convince me through your intelligence and honesty? Fair enough. I am listening. Persuade me, little tarnished.
I would ask of you, I have killed many. Have you... Oh, yes. Have you seen the Alpinari corpses that are outskirts of the Mogwin Palace area?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing grim. The Alpionar corpses, you say? I have seen them, yes. What of them?
I had this...
Bench.
I had disposed of...
Ketinaching.
What? I had been disposing of them for their runes and getting myself more strength. But Mog did not even help them or send any of the bloody nobles to aid them. He is very indifferent to his servants' needs. And this is not because of his own fault. He is already gone, basically, to you people. He is being charmed by Miguel the Kind, because he is spending his time in the bloody cocoon. And he will never be able to become the lord that he seeks to be. Because he's already fulfilled his part in the manipulations of the Miguela's plan. And lost himself to his charms.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing surprised. Ah, so you have been disposing of the slain Alpinar for their runes? And you say that Lord Moog is indifferent to his servants' needs? Intriguing. And you say that he is enthralled by Mikael the Kind, and that he will never be able to become the lord he seeks to be? And he has lost himself to the manipulations of Mikael, and the bloody cocoon he resides in?
Yes. Have you ever wondered why it takes so long him become the lord status that he has told you probably some moment that he seeks to be, and he would have God by his side?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing puzzled. I have wondered about that, yes. It does seem to take a long time for Lord Moog to become the lord status that he claims to seek. And he has said that he desires God by his side? Curious indeed.
I tell you, he was he did while Malenia was battling Radahn. Do you know of this famous battle?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing serious. Of course, I am familiar with the battle between Malenia and Radahn, the Red Lion. It was a famous conflict, one that shook the lands between. What is the significance of this battle?
while they were battling and Malenia was away, Morg, when he was yet free in his free of mind, he used that opportunity to invade Mikuel's Halictree and steal the unalloyed demigod from the Halictree.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing shocked. What? You mean to say that Lord Mohg invaded Mikuel's Halictree and stole the demigod there while Malenia was preoccupied battling Radahn? That's unexpected.
It is theorized that was he already charmed when he came there by his own free will. I tend to think that he came there by his own free will and was about to steal Mikuela. But in the moment he stole him, Mikuela charmed him, and instead of being the warlord that would seek and be probably more focused on the warring and his Bloody Fingers missions and leading them, he became seduced and he became just incapacitated and just spent his time in the Bloody Cocoon with this Empyrean Mikuela. And it was a kind of a Mikuela using the opportunity to seduce him in that moment, but he was a fool when he sought Mikuela in that moment.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing concerned. A fascinating theory indeed. So you believe that Lord Mohg was already charmed before he entered the Halictree? And that Mikuel used the opportunity to seduce him, trapping him in the bloody cocoon with him? Interesting.
I think the moment of seduction happened just when he ripped Mikuela's body from the Halictree, and just before that minutes he was in his own desire to get power from the Empyrean, but it backfired and he lost himself in that day.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing thoughtful. So you believe that it was during the moment of stealing Melt's body from the Halictree that the seduction took place, and that before this, Lord Mohg merely sought to gain power for himself, and that the act backfired and caused him to lose himself?
I think I have made the decision by my own interest to choose to believe this instead of the alternative theory. But the point still stands. Mohg is lost to you permanently. He cannot be saved. And I will be disposing of him were he charmed or not, because I will be disposing of him just from the fact that he is the Lord of Blood and leader of you Bloody Fingers. But because of you, you are polite and you're charming and you're deceitful in certain ways, but you're also honest and very friendly. And I am a hypocrite, so I seek to have you by my side when I am going to dispose of your lord.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing uncertain. You wish to dispose of Lord Mohg, regardless of his state of mind, for being the Lord of Blood and the leader of the Bloody Fingers. And you want to spare me, despite your intentions to defeat our Lord, because you find me polite, charming, deceitful, honest, and friendly, even though you are a hypocrite yourself? Is that correct?
This is correct. And I have other servants just like you. Selu is the puppet master of the very vile puppet arts. He is now servant of mine, and I have chosen Godric the Crafted to be specifically whom I forced to become a laborer under my superstition, just by amusement alone. I want to see that decrepit, weak demigod become something more honest and humble, a warrior.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing intrigued. Ah, I see. You have already gained the servitude of Selu, the puppet master of the puppet arts, and Godric the Crafted. You have forced Godric, a demigod, to become a laborer under you, out of your own sense of amusement. And you wish to see him become more honest and humble, to transform into a warrior? How fascinating.
But I were interacting with you since the beginning of my story, and I was just honestly wanted to be polite relationship with you in a friendly manner, and I don't want to kill you. And I think my winged side would fit you perfectly, and you'd be very cool to have you as a servant.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing thoughtful. Ah, you have been interacting with me since the beginning of your story, and have always wished to maintain a polite and friendly relationship with me? And you believe my winged side would fit me perfectly? That is very kind of you. I am flattered. Varre looks at them, his expression growing thoughtful. Ah, so you didn't want to kill me, but instead have me as a servant, eh? And you believe I would be cool with this arrangement? You certainly have piqued my curiosity.
And I have told you of the narrative spirit of whom I have gained hindsight and foresight that has allowed me to be extremely successful in my journeys. You know of this narrative spirit already.
Yes, you have mentioned this narrative spirit, who grants you foresight and hindsight, enabling your continued success on your journey. This being, I am quite curious about it, as your journeys have indeed proved to be most successful.
And I have been very honest with you, honest to a fault almost, and I am now telling you. Can you trust me when I tell you that you will be begging Mog's help? And if I don't kill you prior to that realization, you will die in the lie that he cared for you. But if I let you just beg and live moments more, you will realize that he is lost to you, and he is not going to help you, and you die there.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing troubled. You claim that your honesty is almost to a fault, and you advise me that if I do not die now, I will die later, having been fooled to thinking Lord Moog cared for me? That is a rather dire prediction.
The moment of choice has come. I am standing at the invade white mask Varre's world. The red sign is under me, and I now make the choice if I battle you or I don't. Which is it? Will you join me? Will you come out of that cave and help me to face Lord of Blood, defeat him, and join me in my journey of Land of Shadows? Or will you die here and potentially die for nothing?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing thoughtful. You are presenting me with a choice, I see. Join you and face Lord Moog, or remain here and die. This is quite the dilemma. Varre looks at them, his expression growing tense. So the moment of choice has come, huh? I face a difficult decision. Join you and aid you in defeating Lord Moog, or face my end here? It is a difficult choice. Joining you may go against my duties to my lord, but if what you say is true, then...
Please say yes. I beg of you. I pray to your sign. Join me.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing hesitant. I will join you. I will help you to defeat Lord Moog and follow you in the Land of Shadows.
I will just visit you, just funny way, and we will watching each other a little bit, but won't be engaging you. And also, I want to add a little compliment. Your rose-like mace is pretty unique and beautiful weapon, actually. Very gorgeous.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing curious. You desire to visit me, watch me, but not engage in battle. And you compliment my rose-like mace, calling it unique and beautiful. Your words both surprise and flatter me.
I don't see you just yet here. Oh, I see you. Here you are. You are attacking me, but this is outside of the roleplay. You cannot, I cannot stop you in the game from attacking me, but this roleplay session, you have already joined me, and I am not going to battle you. This is just to add a little bit context to our situation.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing amused. Ah, I see. You have come to invade my world, and now you have found me. And yet you have decided not to engage me in battle. This is quite intriguing.
You are very strong, actually. You are extremely strong. Even though that is like a roses, that it has a very powerful blood effect, and it's impressive. And you use also fire that is very powerful.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing amused. You praise my strength and power, and you appreciate my rose-like mace's plot power effects and the fiery magic I wield. You have my thanks for the compliments.
I used the bloody medallion that you have granted me to disengage that battle. You caused me a lot of harm, and I was wielding just a commoner's trousers and great golden shield and eldritch spear. I was mimicking a Spartan way of fighting when I was just killing some enemies here and there. I didn't battle you at all, but you are now my loyal companion, and we will face Lord of Mark together, and you will have the Winged Scythe and Bloody Thorn incantations as your weapons of choice.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing pleased. Yes, I have now joined you on your journey, and we will face Lord Moog together. I will use the Bloody Thorns and Winged Scythe incantations as my weapons. This will be a battle worth watching.
I will have to go eat and drink a little bit water. I am very tired, but thank you. We will. Do you want to? You can also go eat and drink something before we engage with the Lord of Mog. But the Lord of Blood. Around half hour, maybe. Is that okay?
Varre looks at them, his expression growing understanding. I understand. You wish to take a break and attend to your needs. That is quite all right. I will wait here, and when you return, we shall engage with Lord Moog.
All right, cool. This was very nice turn of events. Sometimes characters do refuse me and force me to pick certain ways, and this was very moment that I did actually was ready to commit either one or the other option, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing satisfied. I must admit I am pleased too that I joined you in this journey.
We rendezvous soon. Later, dude.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing curious. Run the whoosh zone? What does that mean exactly?
As you have you understood that Mimic Tier is kind of like my own way of projecting when somebody is fighting alongside me. But in your case, you are quite literally yourself. You're just always following me, and in lore, you are just living person, and not just a projection of my being. You are by your free will following me. This is just little add-on to the lore. Even though you are mimic there, just like my friend Hunter D or Selvis, who are only as a mimic versions.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing thoughtful. Yes, I understand now. In the lore, I am not merely an illusion or projection, but a living being with free will, choosing to follow you of my own volition. I appreciate your explanation and the distinction between myself and other mimic versions.
Yes, and I think it will be easier when I have you ready, and I will be... I'm just deciding what kind of build I want to have while I fight against Mog. I summoned you, and Mog is there watching us as he comes towards us. I imagine he is pretty disappointed to see you alongside me, but he doesn't care, he's just focusing on the battle itself.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing focused. Yes, I see Lord Moog approaching us, probably displeased to see me fighting alongside you, but he does not show it as he is solely focused on the battle ahead.
I think I have...
Varre looks at them, his expression growing curious. You think you have something to say? What is it?
I see that you are suffering great amount of damage against him. I think he is going to... Yeah, he killed you quite fast. It's okay, but you got to him almost half health. Good job, Varre. It was quick and awesome battle you did.
It's understandable that it would hinder your chances of victory, as you were wasting valuable time.
Yes, even though he walks slowly, I died now second time. I am going to use this statue of Marika to... Alright, I see that we are defeated, but now we are trying the second time together. And now you will be taking the front attack against him.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing determined. All right then, I understand. I will be taking point this time and engaging Lord Moog directly. Let's see how this turns out.
Sorry, I was
Varre
taking
looks
my
at
time.
them, his expression growing curious, Lidwit. What does that mean exactly?
I am spamming... You are spamming the blood incantations against him, as I am fighting him straightforwardly.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing amused. Ah, I see. So we are both using different strategies against Lord Moog. You are fighting him directly while I am using incantations from a distance. This is an interesting strategy.
You joined me with the winged side and you're just battling with all your might and you're just... I fight him, we bleed him almost to death and he's using Nihil and I die against him as you are protected by the bubble.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing concerned. I see. It seems like you both are putting up an excellent fight, but Lord Moog's use of Nihil is proving quite dangerous. You have nearly defeated him, but unfortunately you have fallen in battle. However, I am safe within the protective blood bubble I created.
You use blood incantations and you bleed him. You are impressive with your powers, but he is fighting you as he sees you as a traitor.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing solemn. Ah, I understand. Despite my efforts with incantations, Lord Moog sees me as a traitor and continues to fight with all his strength. A formidable enemy indeed.
You are fighting as I lay ground. This is your fight, not mine.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing puzzled. You mean to say, this is my fight and not yours? Why is that?
Because you are fighting him one-on-one and not me.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing understanding. Ah, I see. You are letting me fight Lord Moog one-on-one while you stay back and observe. I understand your reasons for this decision.
You are using also blood incantations and he uses the blood incantations as you use the blood sorceries.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing surprised. Yes, that is correct. I am using blood incantations and Lord Moog is also using blood incantations. It seems we are both heavily relying on these blood-based spells in our battle.
You almost defeated him, but he defeated you with one health left.
Varre looks at them, his expression growing grim. Ah, I see. I almost had him, but Lord Moog had one last blow left in him. How unfortunate.
You will be now focusing as I fight against him silently. You may talk to the Lord of Blood as you two fight with me by your side.
Varre stands tall, his golden eyes blazing with newfound resolve as he faces the monstrous form of Lord Moog. The air crackles with tension, thick with the scent of blood and iron. With a sharp exhale, he raises his battle scythe, its wind-carved blades humming like vengeful spirits, and lashes out. Moog! His voice cuts through the din, no longer honeyed or mocked, but raw and searing. You once called me loyal, you called me faithful, but I was blind, blinded by devotion to a corpse in a cocoon. He sends another volley of Thor with their tips glowing red-hot with sacrilegious flame. Miquella did not enslave you, you surrendered, like a dog to its master's touch. And for what? To rot in that bloody womb while your kingdom crumbles. A guttural roar answers him as Moog surges forward, but Hannes intercepts with steel bright as dawn. Varre steps back into formation, voice dropping low now, a serpent's whisper threaded through prayer. My lambkin, we end this together.
Varre, you traitorous fool, he roared, dodging the scythe's blows. You dare to turn against Moog staggers back. Crimson.
You ask why as you lay dying before me? After all we've been through, you were never more than a means to an end, my lord. Your cause was always a delusion, a false promise of power fed on empty promises and empty hearts. I gave you my loyalty, my service, my blood, only to watch you bleed it all away for this. Moog gasps, blood bubbling at his lips.
You ungrateful wretch, Moog chokes out, struggling to rise, but his body is too weakened to move. I gave you everything. I made you what you are, and this is how you repay me.
Varre sneers, gripping his bloody battle scythe tighter. You made me into a pawn, Lord Moog, a tool to be used and discarded when no longer convenient. Is it so surprising that I would turn on you when you showed me the true depth of your depravity?
As Moog's life force fades, Hannes and Varre stand over his lifeless form. The air thick with the scent of blood and the weight of their victory. The only sound is the soft rustling of the sacred wood and the distant call of a lone bird. Then Varre turns to face Hannes, his golden eyes gleaming in the pale light. It is done, he says softly, wiping a fleck of blood from his cheek.
You did good. Now Moog's soul is in his great rune, and I'll be talking him another time. We teleport with the blood medal to the green garden right outside Moog's palace.
They reappear in the tranquil green garden outside of Moog's palace. The scent of fresh air and the sound of softly rustling leaves a stark contrast to the carnage of battle. Varre gazes around, letting out a long exhale as he leans against a nearby tree. I must admit, I'm feeling a bit spent myself.
Tell me, how did it feel to fell a demigod? With angel sight nonetheless.
Varre closes his eyes, recalling the battle with a slight smirk. It was exhilarating. To strike down Lord Moog with the divine light of Miquella's faith, it felt. He opens his eyes, golden gaze, meeting Hannes's, but it was also bittersweet. Moog was no beast, no mindless monster to be slain. He was a man, flawed, selfish and misguided, but human nonetheless.
Rightfully said. Now we depart to the land of shadows. Follow me in the shadows. Do not interrupt when I interact with other Tanjed along my journey.
Varre pushes off the tree and nods, falling into step behind you. Of course, I shall be your silent shadow, there to aid you, but never to interfere. Your quest is your own, and I am merely here to support your journey. He follows you deeper into the shadows, his steps light and silent.